Welcome back to the Parallel Universe. I'm your host, Logan Bruce, and on this episode of the Parallel Universe, we will be talking about 4 of the most recognizable weapons in all of sci-fi, their specs, and which one may be best for personal defense. So, in no particular order, here we go. All right, at number 1, we have the proton pack. Well known from the Ghostbusters movie franchises. It shoots a charged particle beam composed of protons. It's fired from the what's that stupid thing called? The proton collider, and it is used to catch ghosts. And it's quite destructive if it hits, you, or or if it hits any kind of physical object. In the movies, when they first use it and they were in the bar, we see how it tore up the ballroom. The bar in the ballroom got tore as they were trying to catch Slimer. It just a destructive weapon. So but it's a proton pack, and it's used to catch ghosts, and it fires out, like I said, charged particle beams consisted of protons. So hey. You to catch ghosts. And, maybe can be used in self-defense. We'll see about that. Hold on. Okay. So at number 2, we have coming in from the Men in Black franchise, the Noisy Cricket. Well, not much is known about Noisy Cricket, except that it runs on an unspecified, extremely potent alien power source. Some think it's a 9-volt battery. I mean, those things are kind of powerful. And have you seen how much those things cost in the store? But anyway, the Noisy Cricket, it's pretty powerful. And we see, that it's a weapon that everybody recognizes because it's so small. See, sometimes small is good. So the Noisy Cricket, Men in Black, made famous. Now, was it good for a personal defense weapon? We'll see. Okay, at number 3, this weapon here needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. And that is Star Trek's very own phaser. Now, there are 3 types of phasers in the Star Trek universe. There's Type 1, which is a compact, looking phaser. Is good for away missions and stealth missions rather, and missions where you may not want to be seen carrying a weapon. Maybe like ambassadors and things like that may carry them for their own personal defense. Type 2 is the one that is handheld that we've come to know and seen all throughout the Star Trek universe, and this has a lot of different settings on it, and that's the most recognizable one out of the 3. And of course we have Type 3, which is a rifle type phaser, and that is a little more powerful than the other 2, and it is used more in combat situations where you're fighting off or defending the Enterprise from a horde of invaders, or things of that nature. So it's a little more powerful. But we're going to be focusing more on the most recognizable one. So that one has like 16 settings, and they range from rather stunned, disrupted, or completely vaporized. So a very powerful weapon. It utilizes neon particles. I think I said that right. Neon particles. That's what it consists of, and when it fires, that's the beam that comes out. It's neon particles, and like I said, they can be used to stun somebody, disrupt them, disorient them, or it just won't be here. We all seen Star Trek when somebody gets hit with a phaser, and they're kind of like not there anymore. They're gone. It's kind of sad almost. I think one of the saddest ones I've ever seen, remembering, is when it's in the Wrath of Khan, when Paul Winfield's character, what is his name? Somebody's going to get me for this. 5-star trucker. I know you're going to get me for this because I completely forgot it. Captain Durrell. Jarrell, I think is what his name is. Jarrell, I think that was his name. Captain. I'm trying to hear Khan's voice. Kill him, Jarrell. I think it's Jarrell. I think it was Jarrell. And he turned the phaser on himself because he didn't want to shoot Kurt. As we all saw, it was kind of sad. I tried to obey, but it's difficult. And so then, and instead of firing on Kirk and having him vaporize, he turned the phaser on himself and he won't there anymore. So and he was just like, dog, man, and and of course we all seen it, so we know what happens after that. But so the phaser, very very powerful weapon. Okay, so now for the weapon we all know and love, and I know some of you guys were waiting for this one. We have, of course, the lightsaber. When extended, it has a 3-foot plasma blade powered by, a kyber crystals. And wait, I'm not going to talk about the specs of this because you guys know it better than I do. And if I say something wrong, then I got to worry about the Star Wars fans coming to get me. So, no, I'm not going to talk about it. But anyway, back to this. So those are the 4 most recognizable weapons in sci-fi. You have the proton pack from Ghostbusters, the noisy cricket from Men in Black, the phaser from the Star Trek universe, and of course the lightsaber from the Star Wars universe. Anywhere you go, these weapons will be recognized if you had it. Everybody knows what they look like and what they are. So now, which one of these weapons, in my personal opinion, maybe not yours, you might disagree with me, would be the best for maybe home defense or personal protection, things of that nature? Which one? Okay. Now, before anybody gets mad at me, I'm going to have to explain each one why I give the answer to that question. So the answer may surprise you. So coming in at number 4 is the lightsaber. I know what everybody's thinking. How in the world can the lightsaber be number 4? That should be number 1. It's just it's this thing. Okay, true. The lightsaber is a very handy utensil. But for your personal protection, it could be kind of difficult. Unless it's in the hand of someone who knows how to wield a sword or a Sith or a Jedi, might not be that useful to you in protection. Sure, you can, extend it and start swinging it at people, and nobody's going to come close to you, true. But, if they stand far off and they got some kind of projectile weapon, I don't think you guys are going to be able to block bullets. Honestly speaking, I know if I had that and I fired it up and somebody was, 30 feet away and they have a pew pew, what I'm going to do? I cannot deflect bullets. I can't. Look, I wear glasses. So how am I going to see a bullet that's traveling, at, I don't know how fast bullet, 235 meters per second. I can't block that. Especially if they have one that has an automatic setting and they just, cutting out. What I'm going to do? I can have a lightsaber all I want. I'm not going to be, this would be my last podcast. I can't do anything with that because I'm not a Jedi. I can't quote unquote predict where the bullets are coming from. I can't see them. I'm not here. So no, I would not. No, true. If somebody did come into your house in the middle of the night and you fire that bad boy up, it would definitely scare the boo-boo out of them. It's dark, and then all of a sudden they see this crimson blade. They just see I might be a Sith. A crimson blade fired up, somebody gonna lose their battle. They just gonna, it's gonna scare them. Okay, yeah, it will work for that, but if somebody got, ain't worried with that, I mean, they're gonna rob you. I'm sorry to say. So unless it's in the hand of a sword-wielding master or the Jedi and Sith who can, know properly how to use those things and have the Force as their ally, the lightsaber is not gonna do too much good. I'm just saying. I'm sorry to the Star Wars fans. Don't come at me, but I mean, just be reasonable about it. Just think about it logically, and you agree with me. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. I might get a bunch of emails later on, and someone might not say some nice things, but okay. But anyway, number 4 is the lightsaber. Okay, but so please don't come at me. Okay, at number 3, we have the proton pack. I mean, first of all, the thing is heavy. It's 50 pounds. You got to strap it to your back. Somebody else got to turn it on for you. Well. Now the good thing about it, it is, it does have, projectile, so it's kind of got that far range. So, and two, it does have this ominous sound when you fire it up. So and it makes that noise. We all heard the proton packs get fired up. Yeah, that's gonna make somebody shake a little bit. And then you start firing it, and that crazy beam coming wiggling out of there, you're gonna make people run. I mean, you just will. They think twice about it if you fire that sucker up and you let that joker loose. They're gonna be like, "Oh, what in the world? It's a proton pack." That's probably what they would say anyway. Person got a proton pack, what? And then you go, and then you as they said in the movie, fire up, man, and then you just let loose. And that thing is, you can see, I guess that's probably the scariest part, because the thing comes out and it's wiggling and moving and shaking. You don't know where it's gonna go. You don't know how to hide. You don't know how to run. So yeah, and it goes quite a distance. I'm not quite sure how far it is, but it looks like at least had a range of 50 feet in the movies. So yeah, you got the proton pack. But like I said, it's strapped to your back. It's heavy. You can't really conceal that. I mean, try getting through TSA with that thing. You ain't gonna make it. You sitting there checking your bags at the airport. You putting them on that little conveyor belt, and you got a proton pack on your back. You ain't getting on that airplane. I mean, you going to jail. That ain't gonna call the cops. You going somewhere, and you ain't going on the airplane. You going somewhere, but you ain't going to Tijuana. I'm just saying. Not with a proton pack on your back. Now, like I said, it will send people running if you fire that rascal up, but you ain't getting on the airplane. Okay, so proton pack is number 3. Okay, at number 2, we have, what y'all think? Which one? The noisy cricket. Okay, I'll just go into it. The noisy cricket. It's kind of a great weapon for personal or personal defense. It's compact. I mean, it's the noisy cricket. You might have a hard time trying to get it out of your pocket, but I mean, hey, it's the noisy cricket. It's powerful, easy to carry. It uses a 9-volt battery, so even though those things are expensive, I mean, good grief! I bought one the other day, man, and I was upset. Matter of fact, I took the battery back and threw whatever I was what I needed it for away. I threw it away. I don't even want this anymore. Not if I got to keep replacing a 9-volt battery. It's expensive. I don't know. Anyway, so like I said, it's lightweight, easy to carry, it's compact, it's concealable. Just don't get in a quick draw with it, because you ain't gonna get it out of the pocket in time. But it's powerful. No, but it could be a little too powerful. That's the downside of this thing. I mean, think about it. Remember what it did to Will Smith in the movie. He shot that thing and it sent him flying. He crashed into the back of the car, remember, or the front of the car. Duke all in the windshield. Just Will Smith Duke, just in the car. I mean, and it's not too accurate. I mean, he aimed and he shot and he missed. So it's not accurate. It's powerful, too powerful, probably for, the average man or person to use. And if you are, let's just say you 5'3", and you weigh maybe 85, 95 pounds, and you shoot the noisy cricket, it's gonna launch into orbit, man. Man, they ain't gonna find you. You probably gonna miss your target, and then they're gonna find you in Cambodia somewhere. I mean, you just so there's some downsides to it, but like I said, it is lightweight, easy to carry, and powerful. But so yeah, and if you can get yourself braced up against something and shoot it, it can do some damage. So yeah, noisy cricket is at number 2, and at number 1 is the phaser. Now, what makes the phaser one of my choice to be a good personal defense weapon? Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, it's compact and lightweight. I mean, now I will say this: I did not like the ones from the next generation. I thought they looked like a remote control. I remember when I first saw it, and I was like, "What is that thing? Is that really the phaser now?" I mean, because you remember what they looked like in the the original Star Trek. It was just this. It was y'all know what it looked like, and then you're gonna give me a remote control, and I mean it had all the settings and stuff. And I was like, "What is this thing?" So I didn't like those. I was used to something else. So. The original looking ones. But anyway, I digress. Back to why it's such a good, or my choice for a nice personal defense weapon. Like I said, it's lightweight, easy to carry. It's concealable, especially the compact ones. It's powerful, it's accurate, and you don't have to, not have someone here if you use it. You can, it has different settings on it. So, you don't, if you have a conscience and you're worried about someone not being here after you use it, you can just keep it on stun. And so you diffuse the situation without ending, somebody, they still be here. They can still go home to Nana. Or so whatever, and you can use it on different things. Dog come attacking you, even though we don't do that. That's what I'm saying. You can do something to the dog without having the dog not be here. You can just stun him so he don't hurt you. So you got that issue that that you can do. So now Peter's not after you, and so yeah. So it's a great weapon for defense because you can do different things with it. Without the consequences of defending yourself in that action, because that can take a toll on you if something like that were to happen and you defend yourself and but see with the phaser it takes all of that out of it. You don't have to worry about that. It's also good for going camping. Logan, what you talking about going camping? Yeah, because you can use it to cook with. Because of the different settings, so you can, kind of grill your meat with it or whatever, your vegetables, phaser kebab, you know what I mean? You can heat up stones, so you can put a bunch of stones around you and heat those up, sleep by them at night at the campfire, so it's a good weapon. Just a good personal defense weapon, and like I said, I think one of the major benefits to it is you don't have to have someone not here. Because let's face it, if you get hit with the noisy cricket or the proton pack, I mean, yeah, just we're having a Johnny proton pack. I mean that's so yeah. So it's the phaser is an all around versatile personal defense, home cooking or campfire carrying, utensil. I'm gonna call it a utensil. I'm not gonna call it a weapon. It's a utensil. But so there you go. Those are my 4 of the most recognizable utensils in all of sci-fi. Let me know what you guys think. Were there some I missed that are more recognizable? And do you like my choice of which is the best utensil and personal defense? Let me know what you think. Which one would you have picked? Anyway, thank you so very much, you guys. I appreciate all support. And as always, we'll see you in the parallel universe.